At first, it wasn't too bad. We left our places of worship, we left our schools, our offices, our shopping, our entertainment, and we worked from home. Our students went to school online. We did church over Zoom. We learned to shop for everything from home. And since we were home, we ended up doing all those chores and remodeling tasks that we've been putting off around our homes. And we've done it in record numbers. And lots of people planted gardens and did all sorts of other things. For the most part, we did our part. We stayed at home. We followed the rules of self-isolation and trying to flatten the curve, as we were all encouraged to do. That's when we thought that this was all going to be over, maybe by the end of April, May, June, or July. And we ended up canceling most of summer. VBS, camps, vacations for some, ball games, you name it, we called it off. If you really want to know, we called off life. And now we're hearing that things aren't going to get back to normal soon. Maybe 2021, maybe not until 2022. And we're actually beginning to wonder, will things ever get back to normal? And it's getting old, isn't it? So what happens? What happens when you thought that all of this would be over, but then you find out that it's not only not over, it's not going to be over anytime soon? I think what you do is you begin to realize that this is not a sprint. This isn't a 100-yard dash. This is a long distance run. This is a marathon. And what we thought was going to be weeks has already stretched on for months. And what we thought was going to be months may be going on for a year or more. And what we plan to get done this month might be going to take us longer. And some of our plans are going to have to be dropped altogether. And we've learned that some things just can't be done over Zoom. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I think the second thing that we realize is that we need to lighten our load. This is, to use another analogy, this is a long distance run. This is also a long, hard hike. And we need to become experts in what really needs to be packed for this hike. And there's only a few things that are really necessary. But so often we cram our lives with stuff and obligations that tire us out, that wear us down, and just become unbearable over the long haul. And the third thing I think that we have come to realize is that we need to check our compasses. And we need to make sure that we're still headed in the direction that we want to go. One blessing that I think has come out of this time of uncertainty and concern is that we've had a lot of time to think. And for some of us, we didn't like where our lives were headed, and so we've made some changes. Isaiah chapter 40 has one of the most quoted passages in the Bible. It's one of those fridge magnet passages, as I like to call them. You probably know it when you hear it. It goes like this. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Did you catch the promise there? The promise is not that the way is going to be easier. The promise is not that this journey is going to be shorter. The promise is that we will have the strength that is needed to complete it. Strength that at times is going to be exhausted, but it will be renewed. We're not spared tough times just because we cling to God. But because we cling to God, we are brought through them. Jesus himself promised that we would know struggles in the world, but we're to be joyful anyway. Why? Because Christ has overcome the world. He is the pioneer. He is the perfecter of our faith, and we keep our eyes on him who's ahead of us, walking the way that we are now walking. Remember, this is a long-distance run, a marathon. It's not a 100-yard dash. It's a long, hard hike. We need to adjust our loads in our backpacks accordingly. And we need to stay focused on the goal. We'll get through this in a few months or in a year. Just keep in the race. Sooner or later, you'll find the finish line.